Good afternoon. I'm Brenda Baxley with So Unique Sewing. Welcome to day 4 of Beginning Sewing Camp. Today's video is going to look just a little bit different. My camera person is unavailable today, so we are doing this together, you and me. So I am not an expert at this, and don't even claim to be, so I'm just going to make the best of this situation. So today you are going to need just some scraps is fine. You can use fat quarters. I'm using what is left over from my drawstring bag from the beginning sewing class day 3. And you are going to cut those scraps or fat quarters. Make sure you press your fabric first. I'm gonna fix this camera just a little bit so you can see everything that I'm doing. So you're gonna press those first, and then you are gonna cut those. And the length is 18 inches, and the width will depend on the zipper you have chosen. I have chosen a wider zipper, and just want to hold this up there for you to see that. It is a 9-inch zipper, so my fabric is cut 9.5 by 18, and both pieces are cut that way, okay? So we are gonna start by opening our zipper. You're gonna take this, the paper off. Some of them come with paper, some of them come in a package. So you're gonna get that open. And you can see my zipper is just a little bit larger, just because I want this to be for makeup and things, and I want a heavy duty zipper. So I'm gonna take the outside of my bag, and I'm gonna put the zipper with the toggle right side down, okay? So it's gonna go across like this, okay? And I'm gonna pin it on the top. So I'm gonna have the edge of the zipper with the edge of the fabric, okay? So you may not be able to see every step that I do, but I will definitely make sure you get to see it after I've completed it, just because I don't know how to do this with only 2 hands. So I'm learning, and it's a new age with technology. And, you know, normally I'm pretty smart about these kind of things. However, I've just kind of been thrown into this with this, you know, the coronavirus going around, and we're just all gonna learn together. Just gonna all learn together, right? All right, we're making the best of a bad situation. All right, so as you can see, my zipper is pinned right there, okay? Now we are gonna take the lining of our bag, and you are gonna pin that over that as well. So we've got our outer fabric and the zipper, and then you're gonna take the inner fabric and you're gonna match up the sides of that fabric with the sides of the outer bag. And then you're gonna pin it again, okay? So I like to stagger my pins every other one. So one pin, what I mean by that is one pin is on the inside, one pin is on the outside. So this just gives it a secure, it just makes it secure, okay? So you can use a zipper foot with this. If you are well versed on the zipper foot, you go right ahead. I personally just use my regular foot, my J foot. Again, I'm using a Brother machine. Okay, so you're gonna line up that foot. Let me bring this over so you can see it. You're gonna line up that foot with the edge of that zipper. So that zipper is right in there. I don't know if you can see that, but right in there. And you're gonna line up the edge of the foot with the edge of the zipper, okay? And now we're just gonna sew down that seam. And remember, you're removing these pins as you go. And again, I'm so sorry that this is like amateur production here. Remember, you are locking your stitch before you sew, okay, when you start sewing. So 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back. It is best to put your needle going to the left. That way you'll get right up next to that zipper, okay? Just cut that thread. get my needle up there. Okay. And you're gonna just sew right down, okay? Locking that stitch and sewing down. So I hope you guys are doing something fun, you know, enjoying your family. I recently had a new grandbaby on March 22nd, and his name is Jensen, and we are leaving Saturday to go visit him. I cannot wait. And please do not comment about how I should stay home, because you've never been a grandma, okay? All right, so now we've got that sewn. We flip that out and see how that has encased that little zipper in there, all right? And then you're gonna give that a good press. I'm just gonna take my iron over here, give it a good press. All right, now once we've got that good and pressed, we're gonna top stitch that down. Just do a top stitch right across there. And what that means is you're sewing on the right side of the fabric. And the zipper is up at the top, and I'm sewing right on the right side of the fabric. And no need to lock your stitch on that one. So it just looks like this, okay? On that side. So we've sewn right across here to hold that zipper, okay? Now we're gonna do the same thing to the other side, but before you do, you need to open that zipper pull, all right? And you're gonna do the same thing to the other side of the zipper. So we're taking the right side of that fabric and lining that up with the zipper. And then we're gonna pin that. I got a hodgepodge of pins here. I know I see these videos on there and people on YouTube and that people have nice, neat pins. Well, I get a collection of what people leave behind here at the shop. Okay, so now we've got the right side of the fabric to the right side of the zipper, and now we're gonna bring up that lining. Okay, so the right side to the right side. And we're gonna match that with the fabric, and we're gonna pin. And again, I stagger mine every other one. So one pin is on the inside and one pin is on the outside. And just makes it a little bit more secure, okay? And now you're gonna do the same thing. You're just gonna sew right up next to that zipper, and we're gonna get that done. Make sure you're locking that stitch when you start and when you stop. Okay. So now your bag kind of looks funky. Kind of looks funky. It's all enclosed, okay? So we're going to turn this right side out just so you can just see what the bag looks like. So we've got this right side out. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and stitch down, do the top stitch on that zipper on the other side, okay? And no need to lock that stitch there. All right, so now that we've got that taken care of, we've got our zipper all nice and secured on both sides with that top stitch. Now we're gonna take that and we're gonna turn it so the right sides go in, All right, so you got your right sides in, and you're gonna match those teeth, the teeth on the zipper, and you're gonna point them going towards the right side of that bag. And then you're gonna pin all the way across. So you're gonna pin the lining on one side, and then you're gonna pin the right side. And I just noticed I didn't cut off that that selvage, so don't do that, okay? Don't do what I'm doing at home. All right, now on the other side, when you're pinning this, pin the outer of the bag, but on the inner bag, you're gonna leave an opening down here at the bottom of about 2 to 3 inches, and that's for turning the bag, okay? So remember to leave that zipper at least halfway open, so that way you can turn the bag. I have personally sewn it with the zipper closed, and then you don't have a you don't have a place to turn the bag because the zipper's closed. So don't do that. I've done it, and it's not a lot of fun, okay? So I hope you guys are enjoying this beginning sewing class online. We do offer this in our shop on Tuesdays. We have morning, afternoon, and evening classes. The morning and the evenings are for adults. The afternoons are for homeschoolers and other schoolers. We've got an early afternoon for the homeschoolers, and then a later afternoon for those kiddos that are in school. I know the kids are bored right now, and I hope that these videos are helping them to learn a new skill as they're sitting around. It's so much better than playing video games. I'm starting to sew that little seam there, and remember to lock your stitch when you start. I'm sewing a little further in than my normal seam allowance since, you know, I neglected to remove that selvage there. I'm so glad my sewing teacher, Mrs. Parker, isn't out there watching me. Thank goodness, or maybe she is. Mrs. Parker, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to do my best here. So when you're sewing down there and across that zipper pull, just keep in mind that you're gonna go slow over that, okay? You wanna be really, really careful. If you're using a metal zipper, don't try and sew over that with your needle. Try to sew over that with your needle. Okay, get expert help with a metal zipper if this is the first time you're using it, okay? So I'm flipping my bag over and I'm leaving my hole. Again, I use my 2 pins to mark where not to sew. It's just a helpful reminder to me because I don't know about you, my brain is in so many different places all the time. And now I'm going over that zipper, the teeth of the zipper, and I'm just slowing down just a little bit. I'm so glad you guys are doing this with me. Thank you to all of you who've hung in there with me. Those of you from my classes that are having to take your class online, I appreciate you in this difficult time trying to hang in there with us, okay? So now we have our piece and it's all enclosed except for a little hole over here on the lining, and we're going to turn that right side out. I use these bags for lots of different things. You know, my grandkids, they have crayons and Legos and all kinds of cute stuff that's all over the house sometimes, and if they have a place to put it, maybe they won't leave it on the floor, but you know, they're kids. So, okay, so now this is my lining right here. This is my lining on the outside. You see we've left the hole, and my inside is here. I'm gonna pull that out just for a minute, the outer bag all the way out. And then we're gonna pin this hole. We're gonna pin that, and it should line up with your seam allowance, okay? And because this is the inner bag, you can close that with a zigzag, you can close that with a straight stitch. So I'm gonna pin that. So we got that all pinned, and we're just gonna do a little stitch over that to close that hole. Again, making sure I lock my stitch. If you do a zigzag, I say you do the zig on the bag and the zag off the bag, zig and zag. Not everybody understands that, but for those of you who are a little loopy like me, you might understand that, okay? So now my hole is all closed up. Now we're gonna tuck that lining in. We're gonna poke out those corners, okay? Very, very important to poke out those corners in the bag. And now I have a cute little bag that I can take on my trip, store my makeup in along the way. And anyway, great little zipper pouch, okay? It's fast and easy. I think that took us 15 minutes from start to finish, and that's just with me explaining the process to you. So I hope you've enjoyed this series. I hope you've enjoyed meeting us here at So Unique Sewing, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Please leave a comment and let me know how you've enjoyed this series, if you've watched it. If you have enjoyed it and you absolutely loved it, please give us a review on Facebook. In these times like this, it's kind of hard because we can't get together and do face-to-face classes. I am not a YouTube star, and nor do I plan on being a YouTube star. So, you know, we just have to make the best of the situation. We will get through it, and it's just a matter of time. It's not always going to be like this. And I just appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for sticking with us. I really appreciate your support, and let me know how we can help you here at So Unique Sewing. Thank you.